Hi guys. All right, so this is the water signs bonus of who's coming towards you in 2026. This is a very short one, guys. I'm not putting a lot of effort into this. This is just like a sneak peek, and when the new year comes, I will do like a more elaborate one, okay? All right, I guess we'll start with Pisces. Who's coming towards Pisces in 2026? Wow, Pisces doesn't want to pull. That's never positive. Let's see. Who's coming towards Pisces? Well, you have set some new boundaries. So that alone, right, is going to be a more positive situation for you, because in my experience with most water signs, not all, obviously, that's, that's a bit of a problem for us. Like, we like to give people the benefit of the doubt, or we like to believe, like, forgive them and believe that everybody's like got good intentions. So I kind of like that. All right. Um, you might be, okay, you might be struggling or have struggled with what looks like a fire sign in the past. But in divine timing, that the judgment will be there, and I think you're going to get past that one, okay? And you will have a lot of new opportunities, but it looks like you're disappointed. It's like, really? This is it? Not holding on to much hope there. Around the time you're feeling like, forget it, I'm not going to continue. Like, this isn't that important to me. I can focus on other things in life. There is the possibility for something. Let's take a look at that. Something very healing. Somebody very invested. Somebody who wants to take that load off your back. Somebody who's a good communicator. They can act very silly. Somebody who has some like significant childhood wounds, okay? But they're not going to project them onto you, but you will hear about them over time. Damn, Pisces, this is actually looking really good. Somebody who's willing to transform with you and raise that vibration. They definitely have family members that are very judgmental, maybe of you and or them, okay? And they do protect themselves from that, which is good. They could have minor financial struggles, nothing major, but something minor. And I feel like one of you would be, I don't want to say more invested, but it does look like one of you is a little more invested. It looks more like them than you, and is willing to like do a lot more than maybe you've had in the past. And so therefore you're like, well, what are you doing? This is still a wish fulfillment for you, okay? It's very possible you meet them online. A lot of people from your past will be coming back that year as well. So be careful. Tell me more about this person. Could be karmic. Not necessarily in a bad way. They're some sort of like mixture as far as like ethnicity, okay? I mean, aren't we all really? But you know what I'm saying, like they're very unique looking. Probably more social than you are. Definitely could be a I think they have children, but if they don't have children, they want children. Definitely could be a soulmate energy. Looks pretty passionate, heavy traveler. I'm not getting looks yet, Pisces. I do apologize. Minus the good fashion. I have good fashion there. Whoever this is very invested, okay? When you start to pull away at any point, this person's going to be extremely upset. Like they're going to need you to be fully on board. So hopefully you are. I don't have a specific sign for you, okay? That there was every sign there. All right, moving on to Cancer. Who's coming towards Cancer in 2026? Who's coming towards Cancer? Something's getting burnt. I feel like you spiritually know something's coming towards you. You just know. Like maybe you meditate on it, maybe you see it in your dreams, maybe you feel it at night, like whatever. I just feel like you know something's coming towards you already. You could even be reading some self-help books. You do have one opportunity that I do feel like that doesn't work out. So you go to meet somebody, or you guys make plans and somebody cancels, or a ghost. It looks more like cancellation, okay? The next person coming in, well, I won't say it's the next because we could go through a lot of time wasters before we find the next long-term relationship. I feel like this is going to happen quickly. Now, be careful. Okay, maybe you want kids. I'm not going to judge you by any means. Just be careful that that's not what kick starts the relationship, okay? That somebody gets pregnant or you get somebody pregnant, okay? Because that's a very big possibility. But I see whatever that happens here, it's almost like it happens like quickly. It's like you guys meet and the next thing you know, you're married, you know? They may need to give up a vice, or you may need to give up a vice for this relationship to continue. There's some distance here, so I don't know if they're physically distant or they travel, because I'm seeing traveling and distance. So they could be something like a traveling nurse, you know, something like that. Somebody's family member will not be on board with this relationship. One of you will be compared to like an ex. That might cause you guys to decide maybe we are not good together, you know, that sort of thing. I don't know. Here's the thing about this one, Cancer. I hope this is not something you rush into, because I feel like there's a possibility for you to almost like regret it later if you rush into this, because you find that person's not, you know, a hard worker and you are, or you find the person's not as affectionate as you are. Something, you know, something along those lines. So just be careful there. Yeah, you may not feel like they're as invested, but they start that way. Okay, be careful. That's all I'm going to say, because it looks like some of you, this is going to turn into a marriage and you're going to be okay. I wouldn't say it's the best marriage in the world by any means, but it would be okay. But for others of you, I think you would end it, thank God, before anything major happens, just because you're going to be like, okay, the version I got of you first was amazing. What is this? You would meet somebody afterwards as well, so that's not an issue. But again, I'm seeing mostly time wasters. That's not for everybody. That is not for everybody, okay? Some of you are going to rush into some sort of marriage, and I hope it works out for you, but the rest of you are going to hopefully see the true side of them. For Scorpio, who's coming towards Scorpio in 2026? Who's coming towards Scorpio in 2026? I'm seeing a Roadrunner. Well, I see a lot of defeat and disappointment in 2026. I see you kind of hiding your feelings towards wanting anything serious because you just feel like, you know, who's going to really care? You probably did walk away from a situation, or they walked away from you probably recently, and therefore you're kind of going back and forth. Should I just reconcile with that person, or should I keep my options open? Do I want to try again? Is it worth it? Do I want to invest in these people I'm meeting, or do I want to, get on a dating app, or do I want to go talk to my friend's brother, that kind of thing? You will communicate with an ex during 2026. Energy-wise, I just don't feel like you're projecting the frequency that you need, so that might be something you want to work on. Maybe past wounds, maybe past person, maybe, that you're having a hard time pushing forward for that right person. Manifesting. So you're going to snap out of that at some point, manifesting, using the power of whatever you believe in to find that passionate thing. Some of you could be doing witchcraft for all I know. And then making some decisions, exactly what you want, not willing to sacrifice anything. This is exactly what I want. And if I don't get that, I'm not going to be a part of it. You could bring in somebody who is like a mirroring match to you, water to water kind of thing. Not necessarily a water sign. Could have children, or you do. Lots of emotional support. Interesting. Don't second guess it. Looks like you're second guessing it. Some of you could sabotage it and to keep options open, and some of you are going to realize that this is a pretty good healing energy. If you can get past what it is that's bothering you, it does have potential. This person is a feminine energy, regardless if they're male or female, okay? They do. They could put up like a pretty good front when they need to, when they're scared, but they're not. They have a hard time balancing their finances, just an FYI. Very beautiful face, regardless of being a man or a woman. Very beautiful face. They dress out of the ordinary. If they're not from where you are, they live somewhere where I feel like it doesn't get very cold. Or it doesn't snow anyway. Could have a father that was an educator or like a professor or something like that. They definitely have an educator or professor in their energy.
I'm gonna grab my bottle out of the car.
Okay. And they have some very close friends, like very, very close friends, like very, very, like, like family close friends. All right, guys, that's all I'm getting. So hopefully you enjoyed.